Hi everyone, I'm the Excel Carrot, and today I'm going to take you through a simple VLOOKUP tutorial and show you the exact correct way to do it in Excel and a couple of common mistakes to look out for. So I have a ready template here that I've prepared, and we have two tabs on it. One's the invoice tab and one's the products tab. On the products tab I have in columns A to D. In columns A I have product ID, so this will be the unique reference number that I want to type in the invoice tab, and then pull the subsequent information in columns B, which is the product name, and then unit price in column C, and then in column D we have the stop. So this is what I prepared earlier, and let me remove it. So this is how it works. In columns A we type in the product ID number, and then in columns B it pulls back the product name and the unit price. And if you notice in the cells where there's no product ID, we pull back this error message, not found, and that'll be an added if error element we'll add to the formula, so it doesn't pull back any NAs. So let's remove this data. Okay, so first, here's the rule of thumb. VLOOKUP needs four things: what you're looking for, where to look, which column to return, and whether you want an exact match or an approximate match. Now, as I say, we want to type in the product ID in columns A, and then in columns B pull back the product name, and in column C pull back the unit price. And we want to pull this data from the products tab and look using the VLOOKUP to look up the unique references, the unique ID reference numbers in columns A, and then pull back the subsequent information in columns B and C. So we start by inputting the formula in cell B5. So equals VLOOKUP, open bracket. Now remember the rule of thumb. The first rule is what you're looking for. So we're looking for the product name, but we want to use the product ID number to find the product name from the products tab. So we want to select cell A5 because this is where we're going to put the product ID number in. Type in A5, put a comma in, and then we go to the products tab, and we want to pull back the details in cell B5, which happens to be the product name, and we want to use the product ID number in column A to pull back the product name in column B. So we select cells A2 all the way down to B11 in this instance, and then comma. Now the third rule, what column do we want to pull back from? Now with using VLOOKUPs, it will always look for the columns to the right, and depending on what column you want to pull back is the number you input. And in this case we want to pull back the product name, which is 1, 2 columns across from our unique product ID number. So and this is the reference table we want to look up from, and this is the reference column that we want to pull back the information, and that is 1, 2 to the right side of the unique product ID number. So in this case we type in 2, and then for an exact match we type in false. As you can see in that product name, because we have no information in product ID, we pull back an error message NA. Now I want to change this, and I want to output a message of not found. So in here we want to put a if error element to the formula. So if we type in if error, open bracket, comma, open speech, not found, This is the text we want to show if there's nothing in product ID, or if we typed in a wrong product ID number. Close bracket, sorry, close speech and close bracket. Now as you can see, product name now comes back with an error message, not found. And if we drag this down, now again we want to look up the unit price, so let's start with equals if error, open bracket, Vlookup, open bracket. Again, we want to look at the product ID numbers in cell A5, comma, and we want to look this up from the product IDs in column A, and we want to pull back the unit prices in column C, so we select cells A2 all the way down to C11, and this is 1, 2, 3 columns to the right, so we put in comma 3, and we want to pull back an exact match, false, close bracket, and if it's not an exact match, we want to show an error message of not found. Close speech, close bracket, and then it pulls back not found. Okay, so then hopefully if we type in a product IDs, it will pull back our unit price and our product name. For this instance, I'm just going to copy these across just so we can check that they all work. We type it. One of the common mistakes, what happens is we don't lock the table array in. If you look at the cell in B, the formula in cell B6, and then in B7, we can see the table array is looking at changes as we go down. Now we want to lock in cells A2 to B11, so the way we do this is we use the $, here and here, and then drag that down, and then it locks in the cells we're looking for. Now if we wasn't to do that, and we copy P1001 down into cell A6, we will pull back the not found, because if you look at the formula, it's looking at A3 to B12. But if we look at the products table array, we want to pull back everything from cells A2 to B11. So that's why we lock the cells in using the $. And then if we do that again in columns B at C, and then drag those down, as you can see, it then pulls back the information because we've locked the table array in. So very simple, and you can always change whatever message you want, suiting the situation or the error message you want to display. Absolute references is one of the key things that you need to remember. As you can see, you can easily not put these in, and especially when you're using tables with a lot of data, you can then pull back the wrong information, or not pull back any information at all. So always remember that. And the other one is leaving the last argument out. So if you omit false, Excel defaults to an approximate match, which can return the wrong item. Always use false for IDs, codes, emails, and so on. I'm going to be posting more tutorials as I go on, and we're going to be getting more complex in our formulas. So subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'm happy to answer. Thank you for watching my video.